What happens when a great rapper decides to expose his long-standing rivals? We're talking about exposing Jim Jones's family in a court file that is so incendiary that it has everyone from Harlem to Hollywood in it. You'll be shocked by the recent revelation in the hip-hop industry. It's a full-fledged courtroom bombshell that is upending the very foundations of rap aristocracy. Speaking of which, is this the biggest betrayal the game has seen in years? Or is this just another day in the cruel world of rap drama? What personal secrets did Camron uncover? And how far will this conflict go? Spoiler alert, it's more juicy than reality TV. We're going to reveal every scandalous detail. The receipts and the fallout that will blow up the reunion, so pay close attention until the very end. Careers, I promise you won't want to miss this. Get some popcorn and let's get started. You'll be on the edge of your seat as we go over the details of Camron's stunning court filing. This isn't just a simple family feud or old school. Camron's filing portrays a close-knit family business that isn't just about success in music, but also about a full-scale legal exposure with allegations in the midst of the storm. Jim Jones, Harlow's own rapper turned entrepreneur, and his extended family circle are so passionate that they're practically banning for a Netflix series. Jim Jones is well known for his image of wealth and loyalty through gritty lyrics and streetwise hustle. But Camron's petition claims that the image is actually a painstakingly constructed facade that was allegedly founded on a foundation of deceit, fraud, and plain dishonesty. Remember the days of the legendary crew known as the Dipset, who restored Harlem's place on the hip-hop globe. Hides a more sinister reality. What's the dirt? According to Camron, Jim Jones's family has been operating a number of fraudulent companies that appear to be legitimate, but actually transfer millions of dollars through complex money laundering schemes. One of these companies is supposedly a real estate investment firm with high-rise buildings in prime Harlem locations and a consistent flow of investors. But if you look more closely, as Camron says he did with the help of ghost deals, you'll see that inflated real estate values and suspicious wire transfers are exposed by insiders, showing that the money isn't coming from the place where Jim Jones claims insiders gave Camron unaccounted for deposits in the millions, often followed by quick withdrawals. Stolen bank statements that reveal access to offshore accounts in the Caribbean and Europe. That's just the start. The complaint also accuses several family members of conspiring in these schemes. Some are named by name, while others are mentioned anonymously, but the message is clear. This isn't a one-man show. The entire family is allegedly involved in maintaining this elaborate home of cards, but Camron asserts that emotional influence extends beyond questionable financial dealings. According to the documents, some family members were accused of being used as scapegoats as things started to fall apart, while others were forced into silence by threats of disinheritance or public humiliation. According to the filing, family members have heated conversations about how to handle the aftermath in private homes during covered meetings. Some demand full cooperation with authorities, while others insist on remaining silent at all costs. You're looking at a toxic environment that goes far beyond Camron's rap drama. Stories about intricate activities. One anonymous source described a party where champagne flowed like water. Designer labels dominated the space, and the atmosphere was one of insignificance because it was all based on lies. Fans remember Jim Jones' public appearances. Private jets and expensive cars that are paid for with the very money that may be connected to these illegal activities further muddy the narrative. Persona has the self-assured, larger-than-life character who threw $100 bills and lived the high life in music videos. But Camron's lawsuit raises a crucial question. How sustainable is that lifestyle if it's supported by criminal activity? More importantly, how long can the family maintain this facade in the face of increasing legal scrutiny? Of course, legal professionals are aware of this, who have privately reviewed parts of the petition, believe the claims could result in multiple investigations into everything from tax fraud to racketeering. They state that if investigators find even a small amount of what Camron claims, the entire family may face serious charges that could ruin their business. Of course, Camron's disclosure. Jim Jones's family's financial situation has been the subject of suspicions and conspiracy theories for years. Industry insiders have long assumed that behind the glitzy exterior is a network of covered transactions that aren't always caught. However, until today, no one had the guts or the necessary paperwork to go public. And guess what? This court filing came at the perfect time. Time released just weeks before Jim Jones's highly anticipated record release sent shockwaves through the music industry. The question is whether Camron used this as a calculated power move to deflect attention, or if it was a sincere plea for justice and the truth. Jim Jones and his team have responded by reaffirming their denial and calling the file a witch hunt with no merit. Accused Camron of trying to resurrect an old conflict to stay relevant, but these court documents are the real deal. As media outlets, fans, and legal analysts start to examine these records, hashtags like Intra-Camron Court Battle and Tro Jim Jones Exposed are trending. Serious threads looking at the potential consequences are: there are memes floating around that mock lavish Dipset lifestyles. Some fans deny that their hero is involved in any criminal activity, while others say that they are not the only ones quietly expressing their thoughts behind the scenes. Some sources say they are shocked, but not shocked by the charges made against the once close-knit Harlem community. The next section will delve into the juicy details from leak reports. Will this family weather the storm, or will Camron's claims cause the empire to collapse? The truth was revealed, and with alliances shifting and the rap community now divided as this legal drama unfolds, all eyes are on the courthouse. What happens next could redefine not only Jim Jones' legacy, but the entire Dipset brand that has been. We'll uncover the bizarre stories that went unreported, the covered meetings, the hush money, and the power struggles that occurred behind the scenes. Don't miss it. They have been powerful for almost 20 years. With the aid of anonymous insider information and the public's outraged reaction to this scandal, we'll pick up where we left off in this legal battle. The details that have everyone talking behind closed doors and trending on social media are as follows. Camron's filing reads like a thriller, complete with shocking revelations, covered recordings, and cash trails that seem to have appeared in a Hollywood crime movie. Let's start by talking about the money, because it's clear that's where the real skeletons lie. Shell organizations transfer money through a convoluted web of accounts that hides the true sources of cash flows. And the Jim Jones family allegedly operates a complex web of claiming to be legitimate businesses, according to private documents that were made public to Camron's close associates. One insider asked to remain anonymous. An unidentified source who claimed to have been a member of the family's financial management team told investigators that occasionally wire transfers from strange places, particularly empty LLCs, would arrive and be set up for money laundering. The source went on to describe extravagant spending sprees that were out of proportion to Jim Jones's income. Leaked bank records offer even more damning evidence. One file allegedly shows a $3 million transfer from a Caribbean account to a real estate account. Publicly stated luxury cars, private yachts, and exotic trips were all mentioned without any clear commercial rationale, while family members allegedly benefited greatly from the plan. Holding company based in New York, but another document reveals that there is no legitimate explanation for the transaction. In 1 month, over $500,000 in cash withdrawals were reported as suspicious activity. But strangely, none of them were investigated at the time. The complaint also alleges that multiple members of Camron's legal team claim that purposefully attempted to hide assets and evade taxes by opening multiple credit lines and shell accounts under false pretenses. But here's the real problem. The court document claims that several audio recordings obtained by anonymous whistleblowers purport to show private conversations between Jim Jones and his closest relatives, in which they can be heard discussing ways to. If it's not just business, it's survival. If someone tries to speak up, they lose everything. A family member is heard saying in a clip that was allegedly leaked to the media but was never officially verified. The eerie tone portrays a family that is dominated by. The Jim Jones family has, of course, denied these claims as false and deceptive, but insiders in the rap industry have been implying that they are. One seasoned producer told The Source, "I've heard stories about some problematic transactions behind the scenes, but nobody had the evidence until today. I'm not surprised family money gets despite the fact that everything is complicated." A former Dipset affiliate who wished to remain anonymous reportedly told us in the interim. This sounds like a whole new level of sadness, and local Harlem leaders and activists are not the only ones responding. They have started to express their worries on how. Behind the scenes, the filing has shocked the Jones family's business associates, and some companies associated with the Jones family have reportedly begun to quietly distance themselves from the neighborhood. According to a community organizer, these claims could harm the neighborhood's reputation. Harlem has a rich history, and we don't let a scandal like this overshadow it. Removing sponsorships and collaborations to avoid the scandal, private conversations among business partners have reportedly focused on damage management and how to conduct a business. One insider revealed that they are trying to decide which contracts to cancel and who to blame in the event that the federal government gets involved. This could be a PR nightmare. Despite cautioning that investigations are still in their early stages, a government source with knowledge of the situation disclosed that the FBI and IRS are among the agencies that have taken action in response to growing rumors of a federal inquiry. The source also indicated interest in the case and suggested that financial irregularities found in the file mirror patterns we look for in cases involving tax fraud and money laundering. Back on the streets, fans of both Camron and Jim Jones have turned this into a full-fledged cultural dispute, with some calling Jim Jones's family a mafia-style business and others accusing Camron of betraying him. Even rappers who are not directly involved have spoken out. One particularly well-liked tweet encapsulated it perfectly. Amidst all the chaos, one thing is clear. This story is about more than just rap. It's a warning about how power works. It comes to light when hip-hop icons start exposing family dysfunction like family relationships and money can become dangerously entangled in a reality show. As the story goes on, it's unclear how deep the rabbit hole will go, whether new characters will emerge, whether more leaks will surface, or whether the family will be able to put out the fire before it consumes them all. The final section will explain the legal disputes that lie ahead. You won't want to miss the Jones family legacy because the events that follow Camron's shocking court case are drastically altering the Harlem hip-hop scene and going beyond as the drama plays out on all music fronts. They include potential resignations, government investigations, and the public outcry that could make or break what. The business empire is now in ruins, and to begin with, the legal file started a chain of events that resulted in Jim Jones' legal team retaliating with strong motions to dismiss, arguing that the accusations were merely strategic, unsubstantiated, and defamatory. However, the pressure is mounting, and a full-fledged discovery process may involve a number of family members and associates is set to start in court, and multiple judges have already granted subpoenas for financial documents. According to experts, if the authorities are successful in obtaining Camron's financial records, this case is likely to turn into one of the largest financial scandals involving celebrities in recent history. Insiders stated that internal conflicts within the Jones family are causing some significant family members to discreetly distance themselves from Jim Jones out of fear that their personal relationship may be exposed. This evidence, which includes bank records and audio recordings that were leaked, could have disastrous consequences, including severe penalties and criminal prosecution. An increasing number of insiders have told us that their significant deviation has led to speculation about potential defections and seal deals, as individuals are choosing sides and some are preparing to cooperate with investigators in order to save themselves. Prosecutors took a step that could potentially alter the outcome of the case if family members who had previously been the public's response to the faithful turning into witnesses in a courtroom drama fit for a Netflix movie would be unfavorable, and the hip-hop community is divided. While some respect Camron for exposing corruption and standing up for what's right, others think that this incident damages the reputation of Dipset and Harlem's rich rap history, and Jen Jones's brand agreements are suffering as a result. In the midst of the crisis, well-known sponsors have begun to talk about the value of loyalty and the consequences of combining family and business. They have also removed their endorsements and ads because of brand safety concerns, according to insiders and advertising agencies, because companies don't want to be associated with legal battles. No matter how well known, one insider claims that Jim Jones and his team are under more stress because of this financial strain, which may affect upcoming album releases, tours, and business ventures. When the money stops coming in, the real problems begin to emerge on a more personal level, according to Jim Jones' acquaintances. This is not just about business. It's a personal nightmare family drama overflowing into the being in the spotlight is painful, and it's weighing heavily on him, one confident person said, expressing how stressed he is. Despite the turmoil Camron has caused, Jim Jones has been seen meeting with leading public relations specialists and legal lawyers to try to organize a comeback. Set himself up as the whistleblower who dared to back out of the scandal and has worked to mend his reputation. Although there have been rumors of a documentary about the affair, nothing official has been confirmed. Although his camp has been quiet in public, they have been meeting with investigators behind the scenes and preparing for what could be a protracted legal battle. This closing signifies the demise of a family business that was established on questionable premises. Many people think that Camron's timing was not coincidental and that he may be using this lawsuit to obtain justice and power within the Harlem rap hierarchy.